Back on HQ, the New Orleans Pelicans live to play another day. Play in at the Smoothie King Center in the Big Easy. Won by the Pels, taking out the San Antonio Spurs 113-103. CJ McCollum led the way with 32 points. They got 27 from Brandon Ingram, and you see a big night from Jonas Valanciunas, 22 points, 14 rebounds for the winners. And they'll get the Clippers up on Friday. Let us discuss with our NBA guru, Bill Reiter, back with us. Hey, Bill, C.J. McCollum has had a big impact on this team, but what you saw from this Pelicans team, what impressed you most with this win over the Spurs?
You know, I think it was the depth of talent that came to the forefront, different stages of their career. C.J. McCollum's a veteran. It's easy to forget sometimes. This guy's been to Western Conference Finals, was a star player, didn't get all the credit maybe he should have. A little outshined by Damian Lillard.
Sure.
He's a vet. Brandon Ingram had a huge game. He's been in the league for a while. And I thought Herbert Jones, only I think, 12 points, but a high-impact game for the young guy who played great defense, high energy. This is one of the better versions of the New Orleans Pelicans we've seen in a while.
Yeah, interesting, right? This is a team that is really kind of built from its young core. You talked about Ingram. Zion hasn't played all season, but the addition of McCollum, a veteran who's been there, done that through the wars you mentioned with Portland, how much of an impact has he had on this team down the stretch and through this game?
It is huge as what he brings on the floor, and this is a guy in particular, TJ McCollum, who any GM you talk to or scout will say, an incredible locker room guy, a good guy, infuses a sense of positivity. And you look, I think, Jim, around the NBA, this is the new model now. You grow your team with youth and you find the right star or near star to add to the mix. You saw it with Drew Holiday in Milwaukee. You saw it with Chris Paul with the Suns. You just go down the list. Jimmy Butler joined a young Heat team a few years ago. And they got Kyle Lowry. And so not saying that New Orleans is going to go with that kind of depth and that kind of opportunity to be a competitor if they make the actual postseason. But you're right. CJ McCollum and what he can do and what it brings and shows these young guys is possible is huge for this team.
You saw the numbers we had in the full screen. His game really picked up from a number standpoint upon the trade to New Orleans. And it was interesting because he kind of welcomed that trade. Despite all the success in Portland with Dame, he was not one of those players that like, I'm going to New Orleans, this is a bad situation. He really welcomed being the leader of that team, which he was down the stretch. But this is a team also that covered the 5.5 points.
Yeah, it did.
Laid. This is a game that went under the 224 total. But next up, Friday night, Clippers against PG-13 and company. Size up how you think that's going to play out.
So, look, if you're the Clippers, you tell yourself that you're the favorite because you are. You tell yourself we're at home. That's a big advantage. But I think you wanted to play the Spurs for two pretty clear reasons. One is San Antonio is just not in the same level as these other teams. And the other is, with all respect to Paul George, he may be playoff P, but C.J. McCollum is the best player on the floor in that game. He has been as far as Paul George in the postseason. As you noted, he was the second guy in Portland and has been able to be the main guy. And it just feels like house money. This Pelicans team is young. They think in that organization they have a really bright future, especially if Zion can be healthy. And so for these guys, it's like, all right, let's go in, let's try to win, but the future isn't now. Not true for the Clippers. This was supposed to be their moment. Injuries have derailed that. A lot more pressure, I think, on Los Angeles.
Yeah, a lot of injuries for the Clippers. You saw the season series to New Orleans, 3-1. Who wins?
I really want to tell you New Orleans. I want to believe in youth. I love C.J. McCollum. And I'm somewhat of a doubter sometimes of Paul George and some of the moments that happen in the fourth quarter, the pressure that there can be. But I think the Clippers are a better basketball team, and I think they understand that they can just be calm and not make. We saw it though, the same mistake they made against Minnesota. They got out of their rhythm a little bit. They let Pat Bev get in their head a little bit. There's no Pat Bev in this game. You see the reluctance here as I try to talk myself into it. I'll go Clippers very reluctantly.
Yeah, well, so far in the play-in, the home team 3 for 3, so it makes sense. The Clippers playing in front of their home fans. He's Bill Reiter, our NBA guru. Pelicans get an impressive win over the Spurs in the play-in. This is what the head-to-head looked like. We just mentioned 3-1 in favor of New Orleans. You see those points per game. And the rebounds as well. This is a team that got the best of the Clips, who've been without George for the vast majority of the season. They'll have PG-13 in the lineup, and again at Crypto.com Arena.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.